Right, good morning, guys. Hmm. Have you switched from paper to... Yeah, now I'm trading. This is the first time in 9 years I'm trading real money. It's gonna be awesome. I removed the thing that says paper account, so now I'm trading real money. Opening range highs, opening range lows. It can be the first 1 minute candle, it can be the first 5 minute candle, and it can be the first 60 minute candle. I use all three of them. The 1 and 5 minute ones have a little bit smaller or like lower accuracy. You get stopped out a bit more often, but on the other hand, you get in earlier. So there are pros and cons. I use them all. Like many times I get stopped out. Like I may take a starter on the like 1 minute candle opening range highs or opening range lows when I'm shorting, and then I get stopped out, and then I rebuy it like on the like when it takes out the highs again, or reshort if it takes out the lows. Like it happens. The 1 minute opening range highs and lows is the one with the highest fail rate. But sometimes you can get in really, really, really early. So I think it's still worth it. But you know, you can do whatever you want, as long as the stocks doesn't start running. Because you know, if you have a good setup, you want to get in as early as possible. But you know, you can experiment with it. That's what I do. I sold Kodak pre-market. It had I don't know. I think he had some news, but I took a small loss on Kodak. I lost like 30K on it or something like that. No, sorry, 47K. Okay, it was a bit more than I thought. I had to chase it down a little. It was kind of thin. You know, with these kind of stocks, you see them like printing red candles in after hours or pre-market. You just gotta get out. You know, this thing could gap down 50% overnight. You know, just go down another 50%. It's like the biggest third of the third. It's not an institutional quality stock, it's just a pure pump. So that was unfortunate. Hey, thank you. I don't cast. That's a really good thing. Linking all of those things. I really appreciate it. Why am I so against day trading options? Even worse. I don't know. I wrote about it on my about page. I do know. I do know why I'm against options. No, Mara, I sold a little bit yesterday, but it's acting really well. It's not breaking down, so we'll see. Is David muted? EHTH? Dude, this is a totally broken chart. Don't trade this. It's just a random piece of shit chart. You gotta be in the momentum leaders. All right, so C, I've been swinging it since last week, gapping up on earnings. Sold some after hours. Let's see where this thing, maybe it can go to 100 going forward. Workhorse, I sold half of my shares yesterday before they closed, since it closed kind of weak. Closed right at the 10-day, but it looks like it's gapping up today. And look, I may rebuy those shares because it bounced off the rising 10-day. And if it can hold and take out this low mid 17 range, I mean, this thing could finally go. TTD also swinging since last week. Oh, from Monday. Wait, Thursday, when? Yeah, from last week. Gapping up a little bit on earnings. Godex bounced off the 10-day yesterday really beautifully. Gotta raise my stop a little bit. Livongo, I'm still short from a couple of days ago. NVAX, I'm still short from yesterday. Overstock, I'm short from yesterday. Well, most stocks, most of my stocks are acting really well. Nothing really to. Comment. Beely is gapping down. The whole China sector is gapping down. I'm gonna lower my stop a little bit to the entry-day lows. I just wanna see how it acts. Like, if it can't bounce early in the day, I'm probably gonna sell it. But we'll see. All of the China names are gapping lower. Let's see, Big C. Twitter triggered again yesterday. I did not buy it. I'm in a bunch of stuff already. Damn, AGQ is gapping down. I was hoping this would gap to like 75 or something today. This Carvana. I think there's gonna be a short in it eventually. Is it gonna be today? Not sure. And GSX2. It's unfortunately gapping down because all the China names are gapping down. Do you guys know why China is gapping down? Was there some news or some macro stuff, political stuff? Or is it just a random gap down? Trump banned. Oh, he finally banned TikTok? Okay. Wasn't Microsoft gonna buy them? I thought there were talks about Microsoft buying them. Wasn't there? Oh, okay. No, I didn't get stopped out of overstock short. It never, I never took out the highs of the day. It had this midday bounce and then started fading again, and then I lowered my stop to this lower high. It just put in another lower high. Yeah, but the commission-free brokers have shitty executions because they're selling your order flow. I think, you know, these commission-free brokers are probably more expensive. Yeah, you don't pay any commissions, but you're getting shitty executions instead. There is no free lunch. There is no such thing as free trading. All right, market opens in 2 minutes. A lot of these growth names are are gapping down lately, which is really, you know, on good numbers. But you know, we've had a huge run since March lows. A lot of these names have doubled, tripled, quadrupled, like D-Dog. You know, this thing was up 240% of the lows, and you know, let's see if we can reclaim the 50-day moving average. They just need more sideways. I'm kind of happy that the two stocks that reported earnings that I'm long, that they're gapping up. That TTD and Z are both gapping up. So I'm very, very grateful. And D-Dog, I was long yesterday too, but you know, this is the reason, you know, you want to have some profit cushion if you're gonna hold into earnings, you know, so you can, you know, withstand some volatility. Like if the stock had been, you know, like $100, I would have probably held like half or so of my position into earnings. Then the gap down wouldn't have hurt as much, and maybe even wouldn't have stopped me out. But you know, if you don't have profit cushion, you're holding to earnings. You know, it's just gambling. And I am not a gambler. Okay, the markets are open. Let's see what we get today. I'm not super excited about any of these setups today. I shorted the starter of GSX. It's probably gonna stop me out. Yeah, I was a little bit too trigger happy on GSX, I think. Or maybe not, we'll see. Okay. Get stopped out of that one. Oh, Fiverr, nice follow through from yesterday's short. Need to cover some here. Groupon? No. Not for me. It could work. If it had a big beat and stuff like that, but it's not really a type of stock. It's just not really a growth stock. Yeah, this Roku looks good. Not today, but maybe for next week. Like it's still building higher lows. Yesterday's gap down on earnings undercut the 20-day but reclaimed and put in another higher low. So this short is still intact. Like this thing, if it starts breaking out next week, I'll be in it. Sale, yeah, I saw it. It's too thin for me. I didn't look at the numbers, but oh yeah, this thing has really good numbers. Yeah, really good numbers. Yeah, actually, Sale is a pretty good setup too. But it's too late to buy it now. You had to be on it like sub 36, sub 37. Gotta be early on these things. Gotta be quick. Yeah, ONTX looks like a decent setup. Needs to break that 112 area or something. And lock now. When I think about INO, it's still surfing the 50-day. Could be a good setup for next week if it puts in a tight candle here. Guys, if you haven't, go to my about page and read everything in there before you comment anything or ask questions. Pets? No, there's nothing there. This Mara is holding up incredibly well. For now, at least. Looks like I have to sell this TPHC for about break even. For the rest of my shares. It never really went as I thought it would. Thought it would go more. Yes, I know Carvana skyrocketed. The real. No, they report. Wait, they should have reported yesterday. Oh yeah, nope. It's not a momentum leader. There's no volume. It's shitty numbers too. Like, look at this thing. It's just the business is just going the wrong way. Look at the revenue growth. A big revenue growth. 55%, 86, 52, 54, 55, 57, then 11%, and now minus 21%. You know, not really for me. And it's not a good breakout chart. You know, it's not a momentum leader. Gotta trade the momentum leaders. Zillow this is a momentum leader. Okay, Overstock, I'm out. Took a $53,000 loss on it. This thing is not going anywhere. It's not going down. Maybe, yeah, if it keeps going, I'll retry next week. This thing is just, you know, who knows where it can go? 150? Unbelievable stock. Like, Overstock is gonna have a big pullback eventually, like 20-30% in a few days, but just not yet. Just not yet. Why not long? Do you see a setup on it? Did I move my stop on Zoom? I don't know. Nope. My opinion about market makers? It's just a bunch of algos and they don't care about you. And you shouldn't care about them. That's what I think about market makers. Is Plug looking like a short here? It's absolutely not looking like a short. Absolutely not. Damn, Lake put in another higher low, and now it reclaimed the range. This stupid thing just had to stop me out. Sheg, yeah, but it's not a good setup. Here it had a good setup. This is a good setup. This is not a good setup. It needs to be on the moving averages, like on the 10 or the 20 or the 50. Right now, it's 10 days nowhere near. It's not a good setup. If you wanna make millions, you gotta trade good setups. Otherwise, you're probably gonna blow up eventually. Guys, you don't need to focus on any other strategies. The one I've been teaching, you know, the swing trading school, that's the only thing you need to be focusing on. You really don't need anything else. Trust me on that one. Just focus on good breakout setups. You don't need to trade every day. You don't need to trade every week. The big money is in waiting for really good setups, and then once you find one, is to trade them correctly and then wait until they stop you out in, hopefully after riding them for many weeks or months. Fastly, what about it? It's just fading. The key is to see if it can bounce off the rising 50-day, put in another higher low. We could have a nice setup in this thing. Maybe not next week, but the week after. Roku is testing the upper end of its range here. Hopefully we get a nice setup to buy it next week. Yeah, Overstock is setting up as a potential $1 million opportunity for next week if it can keep going. Incredible, unbelievable buying pressure on this thing. Yes, short opportunity. Redfin broke out yesterday. That was like a 4.5 star setup yesterday. 4-star setup. Having follow through today. Yep. RH. When? Five years ago? Faye? No. Not yet. Maybe next week. Man, this Tesla range is just unbelievable. I mean, This is gonna be an enormous trade once it breaks. I really hope it breaks out and goes to like 2000. But either way it breaks, I will be in it, big size. GSX went green on the day, or about to go green on the day. Very good. This is also gonna be a big opportunity for next week. Was XP a good buy on the 4th? Yeah, but it was an even better buy here. This was an even better setup right here. But yeah, this was a decent setup too. Nope. Not a great looking short. It's, you know, look, I see what you see, but it just doesn't have the momentum you're looking for. We're looking for the momentum leaders. This is not a momentum leader. I mean, it can work, but it's not really. Yeah, I got stopped out of GSX opening range highs. I kind of anticipated it a little bit. I didn't wait for the first candle, and then, you know, it was kind of choppy. I had a starter size, so it doesn't matter. Like I never like when these stocks gap down. There's a very big probability that they rally back. The best ones are the ones that are extended and then they gap up. This BLDP, it's a pretty decent setup. Like, it's in a hot sector. Plug is, you know, incredibly strong. Like, this thing could work. I'm not gonna do it, but it's like a 3-star setup. 3, you know. It undercut the 50-day, you know, it's surfed below it, but it's building like higher lows and now it's reclaiming. So, you know, I think it could work. Oh, net is going higher. They reported earnings. Let's see here. I'm not gonna do a swing trading school today. I'm just too exhausted. I already did like 3 or 4 of them this week. That's enough. I'll do a few next week. Do you trade gold and energy stocks? Sure, if they have momentum. Wow, this sale has some incredible numbers. Wow. But the guidance isn't as good as I would like to, but that's an enormous beat. Too bad it's so thin though. Yeah, I can't trade this thing. Yeah, it needs to build some sideways candles here to get a good start. Oh shit, Livongo, I missed the ad on the short. Beely is weakening even more. PDD is bouncing, but Beely is not. That's not great. Hmm. Oh, when? Absolutely not. ADR 3%. Come on. No. And it's not a momentum leader. It's just a very slow moving stock. That's why it looks so tight. It's just a very slow stock. Stick to the faster moving stocks. ADR 5-6% plus. If you wanna make big money, you gotta be in the fast moving stocks. Well, you have to say swing. You gotta put your own conditions in there. You can't use the $80 million cutoff I'm using. I'm trading a big account. You gotta use a smaller and the higher ADR, smaller volume and higher ADR than I'm using. I'm selling all of my Mara here. I'm selling my last 80,000 shares. This was a home run trade. This was a $500,000 trade almost. No, it was a $500,000 trade in 2 weeks. Yeah, but look, this thing has a 35 million market cap. They announced $100 million shelf. That's like 3 times their market cap. You know, and no. I know, but well, I already sold half. I sold half like, on this day. Here I sold a bunch. Yesterday I sold a bunch. But sometimes when fundamentals change, you gotta get out. A $100 million shelf on a 35 million market cap company. That's not to play around with. That's some insane selling pressure right there. You remind me when it's a 10. You don't you fucker. Guys, you need to watch my swing trading school on YouTube. Or I go over the basic methodology like 10 times. Check the past 3 videos I've uploaded to YouTube. Could the money raised by Mara possibly? It is possible, but probably not. This thing is a management enrichment scheme. Don't hope for too much. This is a known deluder. But hey, what do I know? If it sets up again, I'll buy it. You don't need to, as beginners, you don't need to really worry about the fundamentals. It's just easier if you just focus on the chart. Just stick to the momentum leaders. Tesla is getting really tight between the 10-day and the 20-day moving averages. Holy shit, this thing is gonna have a 500-point move next week. I really hope the move is higher. I really hope the move will be higher. Raising my stop on TTD, just trailing the 10-day on this TTD. W also raising my stop here. W is such a home run trade now. Yeah, there's something sketchy with Mark Minervini. There's some, like, his methodology is awesome. I learned a lot from him, but he keeps tweeting these very illiquid stocks to his let's see, how many followers does he have on Twitter? To his 168,000 followers. He keeps tweeting these micro caps, and there's something wrong. I don't know. Like, the guy should supposedly have made tens, if not hundreds and millions. And yet he's tweeting, he has this paid service that's very expensive, and he keeps tweeting these very liquid stocks to his hundreds of thousands of followers. Something is just not adding up. I don't know. His methodology is solid, but it's like with the Peter Brandt guy I talked about yesterday. Something is just not adding up. Time to sell a little bit more of W here. Yeah, but if you have a 7-figure account, you don't need to follow anyone. Yeah, I mean, they're marketing, but my problem with Minervini is not his marketing. It's the fact he's tweeting these thin stocks to hundreds of thousands of people. There's a word for that. It's called pumping. No one following another trader is making money. You're not ever gonna make money following other people. Just putting it out there right now. You need to develop the skill yourself. You're never gonna consistently make money by following other people. Yes, you can take ideas from other people, understand the rationale behind the trade, but just following other people's trades, you're never gonna make money consistently. Yeah, exactly. The less you guys write, the less I have to respond, the longer I'm gonna last on the stream. This Tesla is now testing the lower end of the range. Like this is gonna resolve in a big move either way. This is the 60-minute chart going back to October or November. Like once we resolve this tight range here we're in, I mean the move is gonna be enormous move coming. Holy shit. Absolutely enormous move coming. Just like this consolidation here led to an enormous move. And when it broke out, you know, stock went up 117%. No, I don't trade options. I do not trade options. Damn, Carvana took out the lows of the day. Oh shit, I missed it. Maybe if it bounces, I'll take a starter in it. And Tesla through the lows of the day, I'm tempted to take a starter, like a tiny, like with a very tight stop. I mean, it kind of, you know, it's just gonna slam back into range. But if this thing, you know, starts fading today and closes weak, like again, I really don't want this thing to break down. But if it does, you know, I want to be in it. GSX going to 200? Yes, please. I'd like to see this thing go to 200. It's gonna be an epic short opportunity. But right now, there's no setup there yet. Wait, so Bitcoin is pulling back, but GBTC is going high. Sorry, Overstock is going higher. Holy shit! That's incredible. The moves in this market are just unbelievable. Opinion on Taco? It's a tight one, but is it a momentum leader? I mean, it looks decent. It looks decent. ETHE, what do you see here? No setup here. Where are the setups on Fuel Cell and Trill? Just random stocks having random updates. You guys, you need setups, specific setups. Buying random stocks on random moves is not gonna cut it if you wanna make it in this game. Everyone should spend at least a few hours studying setups this weekend. A good starting point is my swing trading school that I've uploaded to YouTube past 3-4 sessions. And then you need to do your own homework. You need to look at thousands of charts. Just look at how they behave. Develop your own skill set. No, not really. He was more of a position trader. I mean, look, yeah, I mean, sure, absolutely. It's similar. Similar to O'Neill, absolutely. Damn, this GSX looks so juicy. Gonna be a big. I just wish I had. If these stupid short hit pieces hadn't come out on, like Citron was on it and Muddy Waters was on it, and you know, I just together with the LK debacle earlier this year, I was just too afraid to buy this GSX. I didn't want to get stuck in a 50% hold. Like here, it had a good setup when it started taking out this range. And when it bounced off this 10-day moving average, like I saw it here, but I couldn't buy it. Like I'm like this, you know, if it's a fraud, you know, I don't want to get stuck in a halt or you know a big gap down. Then it had another setup here. This day here, and again I passed on it, and now look at it. It's just. NIO long term? I have no idea about NIO long term. I have no idea. Yeah, you know, sometimes knowing too much is working against you. And if you had just focused on the chart, this thing I would have been like red alert, like in a good way, right? Like this setup here, you know, good setup. And especially this one here. This one was a fucking TC2000. Such a they need to get their shit together. But this setup here, like I can't pinpoint this exact day. Look at this. Like why can't I pinpoint this day? Stupid. But this was like a really good setup. Really good. 5-star. And now look at it. High tide flag. This is called a high tide flag. Look at this. Just surfing the 10-day and the 20-day moving averages. Higher lows all the way. You need to memorize these things. And I unfortunately knew too much. I knew too much. Sometimes too much knowledge is gonna work against you. That's just what it is. That's just how it is. This C just keeps going. The what keys? Wait. Nope, doesn't work for me. Nope. Absolutely doesn't work for me. IZEA? Yeah, IZEA needs it's sideways. Maybe next week or the week after. The 10-day needs to catch up. Now this ARCT, I'm just leaving it here. You can come to your own conclusion on that one. Sale? Wait, what? Flat on the day? What? It's up 18%. Well, the sale had a good setup coming into today. Now it's a slow stock, ADR 3.3%. It's just too slow. But it had really good earnings. And you had to buy it opening range highs. Like you had to buy it. Like the average true range on this thing, 1.24. So the lows of the day is 35.25 or something like that. Let's just say 35.26. So 1.24. So you couldn't buy it higher than 36.50 or so. Otherwise your stop would have been too wide. So you gotta be on it really early. Yeah, this Roku, man. Ah, shit. Hopefully it can go sideways a few minutes. It's probably gonna go straight up now. What do you mean it's flat on the day? It's still up like 6% from the open. That's 2 times the average daily range. It's not flat on the day. I don't get it. Yeah, Chumia, holy shit. When do they report? The 12th on Wednesday. You know what? I'm gonna rebuy it next week if it breaks this 7. You know, if it goes sideways a few more days. Oh, ARCT has earnings. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, it has. Okay, yeah. Then you can't. Yeah. It's too close to the earnings. That's always really annoying when you have a good setup, but it has earnings like the next day or something. It's just super annoying when that happens. That's something to keep in mind. Wow, overstock. Oh, these two. Oh my god, this overstock and these things are both setting up as potential. At least $500,000 opportunities, both of them. Overstock, I think, is a little bit more liquid. No, it's not. They're about this. Yeah, they're both at least $500,000 opportunities for next week. Holy shit. Oh man, I'm getting excited for next week. This week has been so. Like, I've had some home run trades like W and TTD and Zillow, but I've also had like a bunch of losers like T-Doc. They bought Livongo and the stock just, I went from being up like 150k on it to take a $60,000 loss. Like, if they haven't bought Livongo, this thing would be like 260s now, 270s today. You know, just, you know, super annoying. And then I've taken some losses here and there, so. This Beely, why is this Beely so weak? PDD bounced perfectly off the 10-day. This Beely is now below the 10-day. If it closes below the week, I'm gonna sell all of it. Now I already know that Now has a very low ADR, only 3.4%. It's a little bit of a choppy stock. But yeah, it looks like a good setup, but the ADR is too low. You shouldn't trade this thing. Stick to stocks, guys. You need to put the ADR in your TC2000. You know, I always get these like questions about low ADR stocks. The answer is no. Even if the setup is good, the answer is no. You shouldn't trade it. You gotta trade fast stocks if you wanna make big money, explosive returns. Now, I'm not saying this won't work. Can it go up 10, 15%? Sure. But you want to be in stocks that can go up 20, 30, 50%. Those are the stocks you want to be in if you have a small account. And those of you who don't have ADR, get into your platforms, just get TC2000. I think there's a free version of TC2000. You can just use it to scan after hours or scan after you close, and then you can put those stocks in your regular platform. Add ADR. I don't know. I did it like 5-6 years ago. I think you do it like this. Wait. Okay, so what you do, you go to Easy Scans. No, wait. Yeah, here. Click New Condition. And then you click like Write Formula. Here you click Write ADR or Average Daily Range or whatever. And you get the formula is on my About page. Just copy and paste it here, and here you get ADR. And then once you have saved that formula, then it will be in your platform. Then you click here, Edit Toolbar, and then you add the ADR. You just write ADR, click it, and then you will have ADR up here, like I have it here. then you can immediately see, and then you can put other stuff too. You can put the earning state, which I also like to have. It's very convenient. You know, I have some stuff like market cap and float. Some stocks don't show the float for some reason, but you know, because like half the stocks people mention have like low ADRs. Oh, a PFC indicator? Okay. Wait. ADR and ATR. Wait. I thought it was the other way around. I thought ATR doesn't include gaps. Average true range. And ADR does. Wait. ATR does include gaps? Really? I thought it was the other way around. Okay, this is too advanced for me. How to calculate ATR? Man, you gotta be just a rocket scientist. Like all these stupid invest trading sites, like they just complicate things. Like what the fuck is this? I mean, what the hell is this rocket science? Too complicated for me. Wait. I mean, I'm sorry. What the fuck is this? What does any of this mean? This is just stupid. Can't it just have an illustration? Like a candle with arrows and stuff? Oh, fuck this. Fuck Infopedia. Oh, okay. Yeah, AD. Okay, daily high and low. Okay. Yeah, alright. You know what? Then I don't need average true range. I only need ADR. You know what? I'm always looking to remove indicators just to, you know, like slim it down. Just to only focus on the basics. I'm gonna remove ATR. I've had ATR for many years. Guys, this is a historical moment, guys. I've been using ATR down here for like 5-6 years. Look at this. Look at this. Click. Gone. Look at this. This is a historical moment. I'm also removing it here on my regular setup when I'm not streaming. Look at this. Where is it? And click. Gone. Wait, keep ATR. Hey, come on. What the fuck, guys? Couldn't you say it before I removed ATR? No, I'm just joking. No, I'll keep EDR because I'm more interested in, like, let's just say I'm gonna show you an example, right? Because I'm more interested in the intraday moves, not the gaps. Let's just look at something like Overstock, okay? Or I don't know, like okay, like the Zillow, okay? Like Zillow gapped up today. Gapped up what, 10%. So this gap up affected the ATR but not the ADR, right? But let's say if this was a buyable setup, like coming off a nice chart, and I was looking to buy the opening range highs, or you know, just, you know, buy it during the day. So what I'm interested in the average intraday volatility. I'm not interested in the gap. Like it gapped 10%, but it could have gapped 20%, 30%, right? So no, I'm gonna keep ADR. ADR, yeah, it's better. I'm more interested in the intraday average volatility intraday, excluding the gaps. Historical moment ruined. Hey, thanks, Big Tune. Hey, IO Anomaly, you should read my about page. Read my about page first. I need to check this. I need to. Someone made a big tune. Made a clip. I need to check this.
Look at this. Look at this. Click. Gone. Look at this. This is a historical moment. I'm also removing it here from my regular setup in our notes studio. Look at this, please. Click. Gone. Wait, keep HDR. Hey, come on. What the fuck, guys?
Oh, I have to go to settings. Yeah, the Market Wizards are great books. HDR, yeah. It's called TC2000. Damn, Roku, no! Oh, come on. how you can support me and encourage me. I don't know. The only thing you can do is study setups. Spend the weekend, at least a few hours, just looking at momentum leaders. You can start with the ones from this year, like the big winners this year. Just look at setups, and then you look at last year, and then you look at the year before. No, I'm not gonna touch GSX today. Like no, probably not. Or maybe no, I'm not. Probably not gonna touch it today. Or it depends. Yeah, maybe if it starts, losing VWAP later. Maybe later. Yeah, we're getting some insane, like a lot of irrational stuff, like insane moves in a lot of stocks. You know what? I took a starter on GSX. Like, yeah, I took a starter on it. Probably gonna stop me out, but I'm gonna stock it. Like, it's up what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. It's up 70%. Well, it's a big move. We'll see. It's a tight stop, couple of dollar stop. This workhorse dipped, and now it's starting to reclaim this $17 range again. If it takes out highs of the day, I'll add to my position. I'll add back what I sold yesterday. Damn, this Beely is weak. Oh, SRNE, this one is a beast. We have tiny shares left though. Pins broke out on this 60-minute range. This thing wants to go higher. W straight up. Oh yeah, I added a bit more. I have 15,000 shares short of this GSX. 15,000 shares. It looks like it wants to lose VWAP. Potentially. Or maybe not. Or it may put in another higher low and then it reclaim 138. It go to 150 by Monday. Oh, TTD woke up. Holy shit. Okay, Workhorse, I bought back the 50,000 shares I sold yesterday. I'm gonna use the lows of the day as my stop for those shares. So I'm long 100,000 shares again. SRNE, my entry day was here when it broke out of a 4-star setup. This is my entry day. 829 is my entry. A funny thing is, I thought I was chasing a bit. Like intraday. I chased like 10 cents. And now look at it. Oh. Yeah, I mostly use the 1020. Sometimes the 50 for entries, but I rarely trail the 50 as my stop. The Shopify is getting tight. It's building a high tide flag here. Gonna watch it next week. The 10 days catching up. This thing maybe wants to go to like 12, 1300. Definitely watching it next week. Man, there's some insane setups setting up, both on the long and the long side for next week. Unbelievable setups. Like Tesla. Overstock, potentially GSX. Jumia looks interesting too. I don't hedge. Okay, so far GSX built another higher low, it looks like, on the 1 minute chart. But I will add later if it starts breaking this mid-low 135 area. SPWR, it was a setup here. Here was a potential setup. But now, no. But Chumia is gonna be a setup for, oh, Chumia is already, oh, okay. Oh, Carvana, I should have reshorted it. Fuck, no. Oh, I should have reshorted this thing. No, wait, I never shorted it. No, it was GSX I shorted. Yeah, I never touched Carvana, but I should have shorted it, I guess, instead of GSX. Let's see, GSX. This UAVS, for those of you with smaller accounts, it looks like an interesting setup. Something to watch for next week. Very high momentum stock. And look at how nicely, how clean it is. Like surfing the 20-day now, building higher lows as this nice range. This is the one I had almost a 10 bagger on. Back in April. Or maybe not a 10 bagger, but I think it went up like, yeah, 600%, 700% from my initial entry. That was a big one. But now it doesn't have enough volume for me to trade it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Citron. The funny thing is, Citron also tweeted about it here. Here. At $40. Muddy Waters tweeted about it Muddy Waters tweeted about it at $30 and now it's 135. Man, shorting is not an easy game. If you don't, yeah, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's see if it can reclaim VWAP or if it can actually keep fading. I have 20,000 shares short now on this GSX. Pretty decent position. Oh. Maybe I caught a big one on this thing. I may have a big one on the hook. Like, if this thing can fade back to like 90s, whew, could be $500,000 trade. Kadov. No setup here. This Tesla keeps building a little bit of lower highs. Again, I'm gonna take a starter if it starts taking out lows for the day, but nothing crazy. You know, it's still stuck in the range. Like this thing could take out the lows of the day, go down, you know, $5, and then it reclaims and goes up to 1500. It's just stuck in the range. Like there's no reason to do any size unless it starts breaking down out of this range, like 1463 area and something like that. If it, you know, breaks down, it needs to confirm to add any size. Deep sea fisher, yeah. Yeah. I don't look at the SPICE, I look at the NASDAQ, that's the relevant index for us. But generally, in a good swing trading market, you want the 10-day and the 20-day, the purple and yellow lines, you want them to slope higher, and you want the 10-day to be above the 20-day. Those markets, that's when your money is gonna be made, okay? When the 10 and 20 days start sloping lower, and when the 10 days below the 20-day, those are no bueno. You do not trade. You do not trade on the long side. No long swing trades in areas like this, okay? No trades. Like I do a bunch of mean reversion stuff, so I do trade, but the swing trades, you know, stocks won't go up, okay? No stock will make a big move higher, right? Like no breakout is gonna work. Or maybe you have like one or two, but like 95% are gonna fail. This is a very good market, okay? This was, you know, this is like when you know, the 20-day here was sloping lower. Here, both of them started sloping higher, but it only lasted for a few weeks. Then the market went bad again. This was a challenging environment, okay? A lot of failed breakouts. Some worked, many didn't. And this was also a great environment. Like every year, you're gonna have 1 or 2 or maybe 3 runs when the market is really, really, really good. And then you like 1 or 2 like major runs, and then another maybe couple of minor ones. And then, you know, the market can be bad for months and months on end, and you sit on your hands. That's what you do. You wait for the good times. Right now we're in good times. This is the best market I've ever seen. And a lot of old timers say this is the best momentum market since the late 90s. No bueno. No, it's not Swedish. I don't know what language it is. I guess it's Spanish. I just like to say no bueno. Yeah, it is Spanish. Inte bra, exactly. Hey David, how was your vacation? David should be ashamed of going on vacation in a bull market. Guys, pro tip, you do not go on vacation when the 10-day is sloping higher, when the 20-day is sloping higher, and the 10-day is above the 20-day. You do not go on vacation, okay? You didn't have a choice? You didn't have a choice? You always have a choice. You just don't go. Or you bring your laptop. Your wife would have divorced you? Even if you brought your laptop, she would have divorced you? Oh, you did trade. Well, okay. You're forgiven. You worked? Okay, good. Exactly. Bull market is better than divorce. Or more important than divorce. You missed Mara? Yeah, Mara was a big one. Oh. Oh, come on. Now, like, Mara looks like it's bouncing off the rising 20 EMA. Fuck this thing. Fuck Mara. I don't want to look at it. Oh, GSX stopped me out of some of my shares. Oh. I had to reshort here. It's just, you know, had a random pop and now it's losing VWAP again. I chased 5,000 shares. Oh, Andrew Left is gonna be on Fox Business in 10 minutes. Okay. Penn. Oh yeah, Penn is going. It had a good setup here. Here it had a good setup. Bounced off the 50-day with higher lows, and then it gapped up. And this is why I removed the average true range, because it gapped up, but it doesn't matter. Like, I'm interested in the intraday range. And look, it just keeps going. It also had a really good setup, like here. Here it had a super setup. This is like a 5-star, 5.5 star on a 5-star scale. I should probably sell some TTD. If it goes like 515, 516, 517, I'll sell some. Tiny bit. Yeah, overstock. Yep. When it gets stretched like this, you know, I mean, just look at this. If it would, you know, 25%, the 10 days 25% lower, and the 20 days 38% lower. These are, you know, this thing has, you know, it's gonna make a big move. Like, hopefully we get the trade on Monday. Like, ideal scenario is if it, you know, keeps going today, and then we get a gap up on Monday, and then it reverses and, you know, like puts in like a 25, 35, 40% move lower. That, you know, this thing could potentially go down 40% in a few weeks once it, you know, finally pulls back. GSX is not as extended. No, GSX is almost as extended. But this thing too, once it finally pulls back, could very easily pull back like 15, 20, maybe even 30%, you know, in a few days or a week, couple of weeks. Once it starts, you know, pulling back. Maybe I should add more to GSX. This thing on the 5-minute chart. It's just riding the VWAP for now, but if it loses VWAP, Oh man, it could go down. Mara is gonna do a massive Bitcoin investment, so they're gonna buy Bitcoin? Or what? Yeah, Mara. Yeah. You know what? I'll rebuy it on a technical setup. I'll rebuy it. I'll rebuy it. Yeah, machines and computers, yeah. Yeah, close to 300%. Like 260%, I think. Average annual growth in 7 years. That's after taxes and fees and stuff like that. That's what my girlfriend keeps telling me. Hey, those of you new here, you need to go to this link first. I may add more GSX if it starts breaking, if it loses VWAP later. It's building on a red 60-minute candle here. And, you know, the lows of this candle, you know, if it loses that, you know, you can risk like what, 134.50, like $3.5, potentially make $30. Tesla, okay, Tesla just got triggered, a tiny starter, like quarter size. With a very tight stop, very tight stop. Just in case, just in case. It's, yeah, I realize it's range bound, but about, yeah, I should. I don't know how to do it though. Here. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I do know how to do it. Let's see here. Okay, I put the link in my about page. Oh shit, I'm getting a okay. Oh, what the hell is going on with OPGN? Wow, what a move. Wow, Overstock. What a beast! Like, Workhorse actually looks like a really good setup for next week. It keeps building. Even with yesterday's pullback, it put in another higher low, and it's just the range is still intact. This 1740, 1750 range. This looks like a 5-star setup, in my opinion. 4.5-star setup for next week. I'm getting excited. I may add even more. I may add another 50, 100,000 shares if it starts breaking out next week. Oh, Mara. Yeah, he's gonna speak in like 5 minutes. Or actually, he should be speaking now because he tweeted it in 11 minutes ago that he's gonna be on Fox News in 10 minutes. So he should be on it right now. Or it should come on at any second. Like GSX so far it's building lower highs here. I shorted a bit more. I'm short 22,500 shares right now. Thing is, you know, it's a little bit of a momentum shift. Doesn't have to go down, but you know, one of these days it will go down. I always buy breakouts. I don't do any range trading or stuff like that. I don't buy any bottom of ranges or anything. Has to be some type of breakout. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna cut the stream now. No swing trading school today. I did go through a bunch of setups anyways, but yeah, have a great weekend, guys. Thanks for the moderators. Special thanks to the moderators, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Spend at least a few hours studying setups. That's the only way you're gonna make it in this game. You gotta put in the work. No one is gonna do it for you. Alright, good luck guys. See ya on Monday.